everyone, welcome to another episode of Raw Radiant Health, and I'm Natasha, and thank you so much for joining me. So today I just want to first start off by saying a huge thank you to everyone that sent me emails and comments and loads of words of encouragement. I really appreciate it. It really lifted my spirits yesterday. And I just appreciate that people take a little time out of their busy schedules to send me some words of encouragement. I love it. So thank you. Yesterday, Audrey had sent me an email, and I loved it because it was asking me about my two favorite subjects I love talking about. And it was a two-part question, so I'm going to answer half of it today and the other half tomorrow. And so today I'm discussing my two favorite subjects, which are raw food and traveling. I love to travel. And I've traveled a ton, so I can give you a lot of tips on how to be successful on your diet and not fall off and feel great and enjoy it. I think one thing I've noticed is that a lot of people get really stressed out when it comes down to keeping their diet and traveling, which it doesn't have to be. I think it's all about your attitude about it and your frame of mind and how prepared you are. I've had a lot of experience with traveling that I know the ins and outs of it. Like I've gone traveling from a few days to a few weeks to a few months and even a few years at a time. And I travel a lot for work and plus a lot for travel for leisure. And so I do know a lot of ways of maintaining a healthy diet and connecting with the place that you're going and having a good time and just being on track with everything. And so the first thing that I want to talk about is being prepared, because for me success means being prepared, number one. And this is not like any hardcore preparation. This is just assessing your diet and knowing what it is you need so that you can bring with you whatever it is that will ensure that every meal you feel good eating it and feel like it hits the spot. So the one thing that I really suggest doing before you go away is to really think about your diet and think about what are the foods that you cannot live without. And I'm not talking so much about the produce, like the fresh fruits and vegetables, because that you can find anywhere. What I'm kind of talking about is that some people need certain things, like it might be like dehydrated flax crackers or certain condiments like olive oil or Celtic sea salt or certain foods that they need that they feel they cannot live without. And if that is you, that is all right. And you should know what they are so you can bring them with you. And, like there's certain people that they need to eat flax crackers with their salad every day. And that's their routine. And so I would suggest to someone like that to make those flax crackers enough for them to have for a while and to bring that with them. And if it's like someone else with olive oil, that they use olive oil for their salads every day, to either figure out a substitute for the olive oil, which can be an avocado, or nothing at all. They can just use for a dressing. You can use lemon or orange, or grapefruit is great as well as just putting that on top of a salad. So it's figuring those things out, and if nothing else works and you'd rather have your olive oil, then bring it with you, by all means. Me, I travel actually with Celtic sea salt. I need that for my salads. It's the one thing that ensures that the salad is yummy for me. And it's funny because I bring it with me everywhere, but I've noticed that when I'm traveling in urban environments or mainland, I need it. But when I'm in the tropical environment by the ocean, I do not need sea salt. So I always have it with me, but I've noticed that I think I get the salt from the ocean anyways, that I just don't need that extra bit in my food. So that's an interesting observation I've made. So that's one thing, being prepared with your food. Another thing is being prepared, knowing, like, doing a little research before you go as to the grocery stores that are around you, and also if there's any raw food restaurants. Like, go on the internet and look and see, like, you're going to this destination, what's available to you. Juice bars, raw food restaurants, farmers markets, grocery stores, all sorts of things. Like, look that stuff up so that you know where to buy your food when you arrive and where you can go out and entertain yourself. Also too, when you're traveling, let's say you're flying, I've never been to an airport that doesn't have somewhere in the airport a fresh banana, an orange, an apple, something available. Most airports do have some sort of fruit. On the airplane, that's another story. I've rarely seen anything fresh on an airplane, and normally what I'll do is I won't eat at all, or I will bring something from the airport onto the plane. So I'll buy like an extra few apples and bring that on the plane with me. There's no need to really be eating much on an airplane because you're not moving, you're sitting the whole time. And I've heard that like your metabolism and your digestive system actually slows down when you're on an airplane. I don't know if this is true or not, but I just know I'm not moving, so why should I be eating? Think about it. What's the point, right? We don't eat in our sleep, so yeah, so that's it with the flying. With driving, bring food with you in your car. Get like a little cooler and stock it up. And if you don't have time to do that for some reason, I've always noticed as well that most gas stations usually have some sort of fresh fruit as well available. Now, onto appliances. There are some people that actually travel with their blenders. If you want to be one of those people, by all means, go ahead and do it. You can also get travel-sized blenders, which are much smaller. You can look online for that, or you don't need anything at all. I am the lightest traveler. I don't like to bring anything. Like, the less I have on me, the better. That's how I am. But there are things that I do travel with no matter what. And that special thing is a knife. And this is it's a tomato knife. It's the size of a steak knife. I've been traveling with this for, I think, over 5 years, and I still haven't lost it. I always travel with a knife. This helps to cut my fruit and my vegetables, and I always travel with a fork and a spoon. Sometimes I've noticed when I'm traveling and staying in hotels, even high-end hotels, there are always refrigerators, usually in the room, that I can store my food, but rarely are there any like forks and spoons and knives and plates or bowls. None of that. You're not going to find it. Sometimes, but most of the time, don't count on it. You can phone beforehand and see if those things are available. Sometimes they'll loan it to you from the restaurant, but if not, bring your own. So sometimes there has been an occasion where I've actually brought a plate with me so that I can prepare food in the hotel room. When I've stayed at other places, people's homes, things like that, then obviously I don't need to bring anything. And when I've stayed at hostels, they usually have all that stuff as well. Now I'm going to give you just like a few random things that you can do too with traveling. Like let's say you're traveling for business and you're not on a tight budget. I can suggest to you that in mainland United States, there's a lot of services that send raw food, like boxed meals, anywhere in the United States at any time, and as long as you order it beforehand. Another suggestion too is if you're traveling and it's for pleasure and you're somewhere for a while, check out the local meetup group as well, because you never know, there might be a potluck for you to go to, or local raw foodies you can meet up with as well. So those are a few other things to keep in mind to like make your travels fun, because traveling is all about having fun, and it's not about being deprived, and it's not about stress. It's about having a good time, connecting with the place, and seeing something new and trying something new. So I'm going to wish you guys a fabulous, fabulous day, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. Bye.